So after a slight interruption which involved me downloading Speech Jammer, here is the promised book review. So the book is Kyle vs. Leila, Battle for the Cyberdomes, which is available as an ebook. There will be a link down there. The author Stuart Wilson has a YouTube channel as well, so there will be a link down there to that also if you want to check that out. The story itself is not a particularly original one, you know, kid living entirely normal life pretty much gets pulled out and put into secret organisation that no one knows exists, and great things happen and also bad things. But what's different in this story to most of the books that I've read is that it kind of knows that and sort of takes the mick a bit throughout, which, or not so much takes the mick, but kind of references it within the story, and it's really cool and I love that. Said kid who gets plucked out of his life is Kyle, who actually when we meet him is in a hospital having been in a really serious car accident and having lost the feeling in his legs. But things are on the up from there when he is visited in the middle of the night, because what other time would it be, by two people from this mysterious organisation who whisk him away to kind of train him to be a superhero. That's a fair way of putting it, I think. He also has a best friend, Ollie, who is pretty much what most of us would be like if we were taken out of our lives and made into spies or something. We wouldn't be able to run from here to the fridge. We'd struggle to make it up a flight of stairs. And our reaction to a large screen TV would be video games! And there's also Leila, who has quite an interesting backstory in that she comes from a clan who can use magic, essentially. That's what it is. There's magic in here too. Got everything. The book follows Kyle and Leila separately because they don't actually meet until at least halfway through the book, which is really interesting because they both have really different experiences of the Directorate, which is what the organisation is referred to. It's quite a short book and the plotline is sort of contained within the one book, so even though there is definitely like possibility for other books after with the same world and the same characters, the plot is finished in this book. Yeah. That was really badly explained, I'm sorry, but I'm sure you get the gist. One thing is though, it does take quite a while to sort of get into the main story, I think. Like, you spend quite a bit of time at the beginning not really knowing what's going on, which is how Kyle feels and how Leila feels as well. So it's not as though you're being deliberately kept in the dark, but it does sometimes get a bit infuriating not knowing what's going to happen. I suppose just as a reader you're used to having more information than the characters, but in this case you don't. Although you do actually have 2 points of view, so you do have more information than each one character on their own. And obviously that's just part of the story. There was only one thing that really got on my nerves in this book, and that was just some of the way that it was written. Like, the occasional use of the word tracky bees just sounded like my mum trying to be cool when my brother went through his what I call his slight chav phase. But other than that, I thought it was really well written and I really did love the story. I think it's really, really good. So I think that's all I was gonna say. I hope it was. I didn't write any of it down, which was probably a bad move. But anyway, see you next time. TTFN. Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.